Well, we're joined now by Stellenbosch University student Phiwokuhle Qabaka. Phiwokuhle, good evening to you. Thanks for your time tonight. I imagine there's been a lot of talk about the findings of this report on your campus. What would you say has been some of the reaction to it?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Well, the general consensus, I guess, amongst us is that we're not surprised by the findings of the report because it's something that we have been expressing for the longest time that I personally have been here. And each and every mass meeting, these things come up. And yeah, we're just hoping now that since it's in black and white and it's on paper, that perhaps the university will start taking this seriously and start implementing the things that have been recommended on the reports.
One of the significant findings, of course, has been around the Stellenbosch University's language policy and really a call for the revision and the revisement of this language policy. Although the university is clear about the fact that it is a multilingual university, as a black student, what has been your experience there? And, you know, because there is a finding that says that some students feel that the use of Afrikaans in particular on campus is used to exclude them, and it's a sentiment shared by staff as well.
I think with regards to that, to a certain extent, that I can agree because you'd find yourself as a black person who doesn't know Afrikaans in a space in this institution, and the language that we've mostly spoken is Afrikaans. So, if I'm now looking at it on the contents of our classes, over the years that I have personally been here, since my first year, since 2017 now, it was you're always given the option between you can go to an English class and Afrikaans class. But as we gradually went on to the years, those classes became smaller and smaller and smaller, and pretty much you'll find that there's only 2 Afrikaans students in a class, to an extent where in most of our final year modules, it has been phased out, but they still are given the resources. And as a black person here, I do feel that they take preference to the Afrikaans, but the university has tried to move in the correct direction. I'd be wrong if I'd only be blaming and blaming and blaming. There has been a little bit of more progress, and I'm personally seeing it in my department. But in terms of the language thing, it's tiring. I think we need to move on and focus on bigger things on how to shape our country. Focusing on what's happening here is, for me, it's useless. The useless thing that we are continuously talking about, this language policy, and how we want to get rid of Afrikaans. No one wants to get rid of Afrikaans. No one is restricted from speaking Afrikaans. No one is restricted in learning in Afrikaans. So I don't understand where all of this is coming from, personally. I think it's just, they're trying to avoid creating a better space on our campus.
So then where do you think the effort should be targeted?
I think in more making the space inclusive to us. One of the things that we did put forward is things like renaming of buildings where we as black people can feel included in the space when seeing people around us that we know, that we relate to. And secondly, we did propose that the institution should put together something that showcases the history of Stellenbosch and the history of our country, so that our white students can understand when such things happen on campus, why are we so angry about it, and how it's not safe for us here as people of color in this institution. So we're focusing on just reforming.
What have you found in terms of the university's response? Of course, this year there's been quite a number of racist incidents that have been publicized, have been part of the national conversation. And the university has said that, it is taking steps to correct that and to change the culture. What have you experienced as a student? Are you seeing that change? Are you seeing the effort coming through from the university to make things different?
Personally, I'm not exactly seeing much that's changing, but I mean, with these cases, when they get referred to CDC, I think CDC, the findings is what we welcome as students, but the thing about me is that I just, how can I put this? But how long can we continue to blame management for the actions of our students? And we've always said this, that it starts with you. It starts with you inside as a human being, that some things we cannot accept. So I think what I've seen within our students, we are becoming more united when it comes to such cases, and we will not tolerate it on our campuses. But in terms of, the punishment, if you would say, I think they've been reacting in a proper way, but it's slow, and I think it could be more faster, but at the same time, are we just going to keep expelling people when nothing is really being done inside the spaces? Yeah.
All right, Phiwokuhle, thanks for coming in, sharing your view with us. Phiwokuhle Qabaka is a student at Stellenbosch University.